Solana has been on a tear this year. Between the meme coin frenzy, DeFi coming back to life, and new users flooding in, activity across the whole network has exploded. And if there's one place where all that chaos shows up, it's on the DEXs. But hey, not all DEXs on Solana are created equal. Some are designed for speed, built to help you snipe fresh tokens the moment they launch. Others focus on the execution quality, especially when you're moving some serious size. And then there are platforms that still let you farm, LP, and earn yield like it's 2021 all over again. My name is Danielo, and today we're breaking down 3 of the most used and talked about DEXs on Solana right now: PumpSwap, Jupiter, and Raydium. Each one is built for a different kind of trader, and by the end of this video, you'll know which one actually makes sense for what you're trying to do on the chain. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss future crypto updates. Alright, let's get into it. When most people think about DEXs, they treat them like interchangeable tools. You connect your wallet, pick a token, hit swap, and you're done. But under the surface, each platform is doing something very different, and that can have a real impact on how your trade plays out. Some DEXs route your order across the entire ecosystem to get you the best price with the least slippage. Others operate their own liquidity pools and rely on users to provide depth. And then there are platforms built purely for speed, where the goal isn't precision, it's being first. These differences aren't just technical, they change how you trade. Imagine trying to move 5 figures of Solana through a DEX that doesn't aggregate liquidity. Or worse, trying to snipe a fresh launch on a platform that delays execution by just even a few seconds. The results aren't just inefficient, they're costly. And the platform you use can be the difference between filling your order smoothly and getting wrecked on price impact or failed transactions. That's why this comparison matters. The DEX you choose should match the intent behind your trade. If you're just swapping SOL for USDC once a week, your needs are totally different from someone flipping tokens the second they go live or rotating between LP positions. Understanding how all these platforms work and what they're optimized for can save you money, reduce risk, and make your entire experience smoother. With that in mind, let's start with the one that's been making the most noise lately: PumpSwap. PumpSwap launched in March 2025 and quickly became the go-to DEX for one thing: getting into newly launched tokens before anybody else. It's not trying to compete on execution depth or route optimization. It's built for raw speed, simple swaps, and tapping into Solana's non-stop meme coin energy. What makes PumpSwap unique is how tightly it's integrated with PumpFund. Once a token finishes its bonding curve, it becomes instantly tradable on PumpSwap. No extra steps, no waiting, and no manual token imports. The entire process is frictionless, and that's by design. The interface mirrors that simplicity. You connect your wallet, choose a token, and click swap. There are no charts, no routing previews, and no advanced controls. That might sound limiting, but for traders looking to be early, not precise, it's perfect. This is where people go to move fast, not think twice. Behind the scenes, the Pump team is working on expanding the platform's overall potential. One key feature in the pipeline is creator revenue sharing, which would give token creators a cut of trading fees. The hope is that it attracts higher quality projects and incentivizes creators to stick around. Whether that plays out remains to be seen, but it shows that PumpSwap wants to evolve beyond just being a meme casino. Of course, the trade-off is clear though. Most tokens here are thinly traded, hyper-volatile, and often short-lived. If you're trying to swap $10,000 of Solana into a random token, you're going to eat serious slippage or worse. There's also very little vetting, so rugs and dead tokens are part of the terrain. If you know what you're signing up for and you're here to catch momentum early, PumpSwap delivers. But it's not exactly the place for careful execution or long-term positions. It's a tool for playing the game fast and aggressive. And if that's your lane, it does the job. Jupiter, by contrast, is all about execution. It's not a DEX in the traditional sense. Instead, it acts as a smart router that pulls liquidity from across the Solana ecosystem: Raydium, Orca, Lifinity, Meteor, and others, to give you the best rate with the least amount of slippage. This routing engine is why Jupiter has become the default swap interface across Solana. You enter your token pair, and Jupiter figures out the rest, splitting your trade across multiple different venues if needed, and minimizing price impact along the way. Whether you're trading $50 or 5 figures, it handles the backend complexity so you don't have to. Let's say you're trying to swap Solana for Jito. On the surface, that seems simple, but the liquidity for that pair might be split across 3 different DEXs. Jupiter will find the most efficient path, maybe routing part of the trade through Raydium and the rest through Orca, balancing the slippage between them in real time. Most users don't see that happening, it just feels like a clean swap, but behind the scenes, it's doing work that would be difficult and time consuming to replicate manually. The interface is clean and beginner friendly, but there's depth under the hood. You can preview routing paths, adjust slippage, and track execution in real time. Recent updates have made the mobile UI smoother too, which matters more now that on-the-go trading is becoming more common. It's also extremely fast, with most swaps completing in seconds, even across multiple different routes. Jupiter processes billions of dollars in daily volume, which says a lot. It's also where most tokens end up once they're past the bonding curve stage. If you're swapping anything that isn't launching in the next 5 minutes, you're probably using Jupiter, either directly or through your wallet's built-in swap feature. The trade-off here is trust. You're relying on Jupiter to handle everything, where the trade goes, how it's split, and what pools are used. If you're a power user who wants to manually control every aspect of your swap, this may feel like giving up too much, but for most users, that's actually a win. You don't need to micromanage the details, you just want to get in and out clean. If you're the type of trader who values price execution over hype, and you don't want to think too hard about it, Jupiter is the most reliable path. It's the default for a reason. Raydium has been around since the early days of Solana DeFi, and while it's no longer the flashiest option, it still plays an important role in the ecosystem. It operates as a traditional AMM with its own liquidity pools and yield farming incentives, making it one of the few places where you can still interact with DeFi on a deeper level. In the past, Raydium stood out for its integration with Serum's order book, which combined AMM trading with centralized exchange-style limit orders. After Serum fell apart post-FTX, that integration lost relevance, but Raydium didn't disappear. It shifted focus towards sustainability and builder tools. One of the most important updates is Launch Lab, a feature that lets projects launch tokens with customizable vesting schedules, liquidity migrations, and more control than something like Pump offers. This positions Raydium as a serious alternative for projects that want structure rather than speed. Raydium still pushes solid volume, and many of its pools are tapped by aggregators like Jupiter. That means even if you're not interacting with Raydium directly, you're still benefiting from its liquidity in the background. The key trade-off is simplicity. Raydium offers more control and features, but it also asks a bit more from the user. If you're just looking to click a swap button, it might feel like a little too much. But if you're farming, providing liquidity, or launching something of your own, this is where the added structure pays off. Raydium is for users who want to stay in the ecosystem, not just rotate through it. It's a foundational tool and not a hype machine. And while it may not dominate headlines, it still holds a valuable place on Solana. Now that we've gone through all three, let's step back a second and look at how they actually compare, because while they all fall under the DEX category, the way you use them and the outcomes you get are completely different. PumpSwap is fast and frictionless. It's where you go if you're trying to catch a meme coin before it moons. You're not getting route optimization, deep liquidity, or advanced options. You're getting speed, plain and simple. That comes with risk, but for degen traders who want to be the first in, it's the right tool. Jupiter is built for smart execution. It routes your trades across multiple venues, reduces slippage, and simplifies the entire process. It's not about hype, it's about efficiency. If you just want to get the best deal on your swap without having to think about where the liquidity comes from, Jupiter is the default for a reason. Raydium offers a more hands-on experience. You can provide liquidity, farm yield, and now even launch your own token using Launch Lab. It's not the place to chase momentum, but it's perfect for users who want more structure and control in how they interact with DeFi. What's often missed is that experienced users don't just pick one of these platforms, they sometimes use all three. You might snipe a meme coin early on PumpSwap, then swap into a more stable asset through Jupiter, and eventually LP that pair on Raydium to earn yield. Knowing when to use each tool isn't just helpful, it's part of what separates casual users from more efficient long-term participants. Where people run into issues is when they use the wrong platform for the wrong job. They try to farm on PumpSwap or swap large size into volatile tokens without checking routing. That's where things break down, not because the tools are bad, but because the intent doesn't match the platform. Rather than choosing one winner, the smarter move is knowing when to use which. Each DEX fills a different role. The edge comes from understanding which one fits the trade you're about to make. Get that part right, and the rest of your on-chain experience becomes a lot smoother. At this point, you've seen just how different these platforms really are. PumpSwap is built for speed and early access. It's where you go when timing matters more than anything else. Jupiter focuses on execution, giving you the best rate across the entire Solana ecosystem without any extra effort. And Raydium leans into structure, offering deeper tools for yield, liquidity, and project launches. Each DEX has carved out its own niche, and the best choice isn't about which one is objectively better. It's about picking the one that aligns with what you're trying to actually do. Use the right tool for the job, and you'll trade smarter, faster, and with fewer surprises. Let me know down in the comments, are you still mostly using Jupiter, or have you started testing out something like PumpSwap or Raydium? I'd love to hear what's working for you. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next crypto deep dive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.